Hey, I'm Jarrett Vance, and I'm going to review the LG 47G2 second generation Google TV. Here's the back panel of the TV. You can see it has 3 USB ports, one labeled USB apps. I'm not sure what that means. Then there's a regular USB in for a USB hub or USB connection, and then a USB HDD in, which I've plugged a 1 terabyte hard drive up to, and the TV recognized it. There's also 4 HDMI ports and a LAN, PC, audio, antenna, cable, and the optical out. Pretty standard connections. With a slim flat panel mount, the TV sticks out less than 2.5 inches. The physical appearance of the TV doesn't look too bad. At first, the silver kind of looks cheesy online and in the review videos, but in person it looks a lot better. I like the brushed metal finish of it. Now you can see how glossy the screen is, and that's not really the best type of screen, but you kind of get used to it and it doesn't bother you too much after a while. It does have some capacitive buttons across the front of the TV. You can see it turns on pretty quickly, boots fast. It does take about 30 seconds though before you can get to the home screen. Before we talk about the Google TV software, let's talk about the remote. The remote is a Wii-like remote, and it has a nice little scroll wheel for scrolling up and down on web pages. Yeah, you have the up and down buttons around the scroll wheel, and the scroll wheel itself you can click to choose things on the screen. It works pretty well. You can see here that I just can point and click. Around the scroll wheel there is the standard Android buttons like home, search, back, and menu, and it works similar to Android where if you hold the home button down you can multitask, and if you hold the search button down you can do voice commands, which actually works really well. Also, you have the volume, the channel, the 3D button. 3D on this TV is pretty nice. I haven't used it with any Blu-rays yet, but the built-in content with the TV looks pretty good. On the flip side, you have a QWERTY keyboard. This keyboard is not really the easiest to use. The layout is weird, and it doesn't have any backlight, which is very annoying when you're using the TV in the dark. But you get used to it pretty quickly, and it gets the job done. Here's the Google TV software. Before we jump into some of the apps on the TV, I do want to mention that I'm not using any cables except for the power cable. So everything you see here today is running over Wi-Fi. Let's take a look at the version of the TV. I'm going to go to the configuration and scroll down to the bottom here, and you'll see that it's running Android version 3.2, and it looks like this build came out last month. The settings of the TV are slightly altered from an Android phone. It's definitely missing some of the normal settings you'd find on an Android phone, but it's been replaced with other settings that you get specifically with the TV. For example, video input, you can set up TV providers. As I said earlier, I'm not using any other additional inputs. The picture and sound, there's some pretty good picture adjustments, but I did notice that most of the adjustments are disabled whenever you're inside of the Google TV applications. They're only available for any of the video inputs. This TV does come with Google Play, which is pretty nice. However, there's a fairly limited set of applications available for the TV. I remember the day after I got it, I went on the Google Play website while I was at work, and I started installing applications to the TV because it shows it up as any normal Android device and you can install applications there. When I got home and turned the TV on, then a bunch of applications just started loading up on the TV. Let's go through some of the applications I have installed. Go back home here, go to all the applications installed, and you can see I have quite a few applications. Let's start by talking about the Epix app. This app has some pretty good content available. The application itself is kind of slow and it's not very user friendly, but again, it has nice content available. The gaming on this TV, there's practically no games available on the market. There's just one or two, but it seems like it should be able to play most of the games if they were available. Here's one game that looks pretty good, and you'll see the graphics aren't too bad. We go. Performance isn't too bad. Pretty nice quality. Let's take a look at another game. Let's go to Spider Solitaire here. Now this game, the performance is very low, but I assume it's an issue with the way the developer did the animations. But this is an example of a game that, well, there we go. We had a problem. Let's see. That works really well with this remote because you can grab a card, drag it around, and it's pretty fun playing this game even though the animations are slow. There you go, you can see the slow performance of the game. But once the cards are dealt, moving the cards around isn't too bad and it's still fun to play. Let's take a look at some of the more useful apps like YouTube. The YouTube app in Google TV is pretty nice. I like that it's very fast and responsive. However, I have noticed when watching some videos that it will drop down to a lower quality, and there's no way to try and force it to go back up to a higher quality. And when you're watching YouTube on a TV like this, you definitely want it to be in the highest quality possible. Let's just go take a look at one of the videos to get an idea of what this TV is capable of. Alright, I wanted to cut out a commercial there, but here's an example video. Here's the workout videos, which there's quite a few nice workout videos on YouTube. You'll see that you can get to some info if you push down on the keyboard, find more videos. So this YouTube app is pretty nice. Definitely wish there was a way to adjust the quality if it does drop down for any reason. Okay, the next app we're going to take a look at is the Netflix app. The Netflix app actually needs a lot of work on this TV. You can see right away it said that the mouse is not supported in this app, which is ridiculous, and then it always shows this no mouse cursor whenever you're in the application. You need to turn the remote over and use the arrow keys in this application. However, Netflix is, you can see it's kind of choppy here, so the UI is slow, and it's definitely not as nice as just using the browser application. But you can't beat Netflix as far as having some good content available. Let's play a video just so we can get an idea of the quality. It's so tempting to want to use the pointer in this application, but you can't.
Hey, I'm busted. I'm sorry.
I think like the web application, it does start out a little low quality, but it'll usually bump up in quality after it's been playing for a minute or two.
Step 1, create an internet profile.
Okay. Interests. What's Jillian into?
So that's the Netflix app. Before we take a look at what video formats this TV can play, I wanted to look at least one browser-based application that was designed specifically for the TV. As you can see, it kind of looks more like an application than a website, and that's pretty nice. Finally, I want to look at one of my favorite apps, which is this DTV Box app, and it is my go-to app for playing any of my Blu-rays or DVD files that I've backed up to the network. And first I want to show a 720p file of this movie WALL-E, just so you can get an idea of the quality, and it plays pretty well. You can jump around. It's not the fastest when it comes to seeking, but it's good enough. There you see there, that's a video encoded at 720p. The next video I want to take a look at is a video encoded at, it's a little bit greater than 720p, but it's less than 1080p, probably around 6 megabits per second. You'll see the resolution here is 1280 by 816. It does have DTS audio. And it is not wanting to play. Let's see if it'll play. Here we go. So good old Star Wars, and the quality is pretty good here. Alright, let's take a look at another Star Wars video. This one is actually encoded at 1080p, and it also has DTS audio, and you see the video quality is excellent on this one. Now I did encode this one at a very high bit rate, so it's a pretty big file, but it is playing back okay over Wi-Fi. One thing I did notice is it seems like no matter what, the video is stretched to fit the screen, so everything always looks stretched. I don't know if that's a problem with Google TV or if it's an issue with the DTV Box app, but I'd like more control over the aspect ratio of the videos. Alright, finally I want to take a look at full quality Blu-ray playback. I'm going to go to this movie I copied over, and you'll see that the TV is capable of playing the M2TS files, even the files with DTS, and there you go. You can see it starts playing, but then it stops. I believe it's an issue with the bandwidth of the Wi-Fi, so I'd like to hook it up to a wired connection and see if they'll play back without freezing up. But it looks like the TV is capable of playing these files. So there you go. That's my review of the LG 47G2 second generation Google TV. I'm pretty impressed with this TV, and I look forward to future software updates to add additional functionality. Thanks for watching.